Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first episode of Info with Me, where you and I talk about everything regarding US education, studies, my experiences, everything packed in various different videos so that can help you guys and maybe y'all can learn from my experiences. Also, this entire channel will now be consisting of information videos, basically week in my lives, and a lot of lifestyle content as well as travel content. So it's a good mixture of everything. So if this is something that interests you, then do consider subscribing to this channel and also hitting the tiny bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's start talking about today's video, which is 12 things I wish I knew before I went to the United States. And I'm not kidding you, this video is entirely based on my experiences, and I so wish you guys could learn from this before y'all step into the United States. So let's go. The first thing I wish I knew was how to cook. And don't come at me, back in India I used to make food, but like it was very occasional cooking, okay? It was cooking for fun and not cooking for survival, and I absolutely had no idea how to make regular things at home, like a basic breakfast or lunch or dinner. I had no idea how to make all of them. So now when I went into the US, the first few days were amazing, but slowly you now have to start cooking for yourself and in means of survival, right? And I didn't know how to do that. And no matter how much you take recipes online or ask your mom to help you out online, at the end of the day the taste doesn't match because you don't know how you really have to do, and you start eyeballing with the ingredients and it just doesn't match up to the taste. And that's why at least I stopped eating food, because I didn't like what I was cooking, and that's how I lost a tremendous amount of weight, because I just stopped eating. I just didn't like to eat food, and it was that. So yeah, I just tell everyone, like, the first thing that you can do is learn how to cook. Maybe just take a month and learn maybe 2-3 dishes. That's gonna help you, and it's gonna be very easy to cook those 2-3 dishes. Just pick up recipes like that and keep it as a form of video, or just write down the recipe. Practice it so many times that now when you go and you start cooking on your own, you know exactly what to do and you're not struggling through it, and you can make it fast and you can be on the go. The second thing is gonna be meal prepping. For all of y'all who do not know what meal prepping is and what it does, let me tell you. Meal prepping is sitting a week in advance and just planning out the meals you would eat for the entire week, or maybe 2 weeks in a row, so you can go to the grocery store and pick up something for maybe a week or two, and that way you know what exactly you're gonna make when you wake up in the morning. And the second thing is you will be saving so much money and you will stop wasting food, because initially I used to buy groceries and vegetables and everything, like fresh produce and everything, for like a month straight, and that's what I thought it was supposed to be. But I was wrong, because every time you end up skipping your lunch or not using them, it eventually gets spoiled, and I've thrown out so many items, and it's just such a waste of money. But meal prepping can definitely help you. So there are so many videos online on how to meal prep. Just write down what you want to eat for the week and buy those exact vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. Or if you want to, you can also get frozen vegetables, and that's what I actually like to do. I buy frozen vegetables and fruits, because that way they will not get spoiled. You are not on a time crunch, and you can just like defrost them and throw them in your vegetables, or like your sambar or whatever you're trying to make. So one way you're not wasting money, the food is also there, you don't have to go grocery shopping every now and then, and it just saves a lot of time and food. The third thing is all related to food, and this is how to grocery shop. So when I went, I did not know what masalas are actually there, what fruits and vegetables, other than the ones I used to like commonly have. I didn't know so many things existed, and I didn't know what kind of green leaves vegetables are there other than spinach. Oh my god, it was such a task, because then I had to like actually figure things out. I didn't know the difference between different pulses, and let me tell you, it was not an easy transition for me from India to USA, and I just hated it. So my grocery shopping, the bills used to be almost around $150 and higher, because I just used to buy one of everything, because I didn't know what exactly these were. And the sad part is I used to buy them and never use them, because again, I didn't know how to cook as well. So it was such a waste of money and all the time. And also I didn't know how to pick out fresh vegetables and like fruits, like how to actually identify if it's fresh or no. So these are the things that like, I'm not saying you are that kind of a person, but in case you are anyone like me who's never really accompanied their parents to the grocery store to buy like your regular groceries, not like fancy stuff, but to buy like regular groceries, then I would highly suggest you go with your parents and just see and just understand what quantity they buy in, how much they buy, what do they buy, and what do they use what they buy. Like, just understand all of that, and that will make so many things easier for you. The fourth thing, and my least favorite, is I really wish I knew how to do household chores. I'm not saying this from a point of privilege, but I honestly, like, I used to clean vessels, I used to do my laundry, fold my clothes, everything. I've done it, but I have never done it as a routine. Like, it was never part of my life. I used to do it in cases where I had to help my mom out during the pandemic, or in cases where my maids used to not be there. And that's how most of us, I think, in India are like trained, because we do have maids for everything, right? But in the United States, there are no maids for anything. You are your own maid. So yeah, I initially struggled so hard to find my balance between cooking, cleaning, studying, and it was such a task. So what I would actually suggest is just try helping out with your utensils. Like, maybe 15 days before you travel, just try washing your vessels every day. Like, whatever you eat, just wash that. So you get into the routine, because there have been times where I've eaten and I've just kept that in the sink and it's piled up on me, and one fine day, 4 days later, I'm just looking at all the utensils that I've now piled up and that are now piled up in front of me, and I just don't know where to start, because you slowly run out of plates to eat in and like this like utensils to cook in, right? So it's very daunting. In fact, doing your laundry is also very important. Folding them immediately and throwing them back in your wardrobe is as important as doing your laundry. Also, like, sit with your roommates and figure out a plan of your sweeping and mopping and everything, because mostly US houses have carpets there, so just the vacuuming schedule and all of that, just figure it out, you guys, and it's going to be fine. Also, the bathroom cleaning. This is something I have struggled, because the whole of my life I've never shared a bathroom, so I've always had a bathroom for me, and I've never really cleaned it. Like, superficially, yeah, but deep cleaning was always done by somebody else. So the thing is, when I moved into the United States, it was horrible for me, because now not only did I have to learn how to clean the bathroom, I was sharing it with 3 other people. So it was such a big shock for me to do everything at once. But yeah, I mean, it's part of adulting, it's part of life, you need to learn it. So it would have been an easier transition for me if I already started doing it here, which is why I'm advising you guys to try doing it here. So when you all move there, it's smoother and you don't really have issues, and you don't start missing home a lot, and it's just better that way. Point 5. This is something that I was actually very surprised with. It's small talk. So basically, the Western countries usually go with small talk before anything. For example, I'm going to a restaurant to probably order something, and the first thing that you say is, "Hi, can I just have that?" No, that's wrong. What you really need to talk like is say, "Hi, how are you?" And then if the waiter wants to reply to you, they will say, "I'm fine." And if he wants to know, or if she wants to know how you are, they have this small talk saying, "Hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you?" So it's just that, and then they move on to what the actual work is. Nobody just walks in and just bombards the question saying, "Oh, can I have that? Can I have this?" No. And usage of words like "please," like after every sentence, there's there's maximum utilization of these kind words that we used to at one point learn in school, like please, thank you, may I instead of can I. There's a big difference between a may I and a can I, okay? So these are things that you really need to learn. Just go through a lot of these things. May I sounds more polite than can I, okay? There's nothing wrong in these, but it's just very like good on your part if you do your bit of the exercise and then you go speak to them. They obviously appreciate that, and you on the other hand will also not feel completely like an outsider over there. You still try to fit in, and once you try to fit in is once you start try to fit in is when you actually try and start enjoying the whole process of moving abroad. Point number 6, and this is a point that I really want to talk about. It is called roommate etiquettes, okay? So basically, in my personal experience and like people over there, this is something that I want to tell y'all. Living with a group of strangers is not easy at all. In fact, living with your husband or living with your wife or even living with your parents is so hard, right? You have difference of opinions and not everything is gonna be fine and like, happy all the time. That's not gonna happen. but you need to follow something known as roommate etiquettes, right? You cannot always be friends with your roommates. Even like in some cases it is possible, but there are two scenarios. Either you're friends with them and everything works out for you really smooth, or you cannot be friends because you have your own differences, right? You are a different person, they're a different person, and it is okay to not be friends with them. It's completely fine. But what you really need to understand is, even though you're not friends with them, you are still coexisting. So you need to learn the art of coexisting there without being disrespectful to them or without hurting them, or like intentionally. Like unintentionally, that's fine, that's up to you guys, but intentionally don't make their life hell, or vice versa. Like just talk things out and live together as human beings under the same roof, regardless of the status that you all have, friends, no friends, whatever it is. Point number 7, I wish I knew how to be vulnerable just by myself and not speak about it in front of other people. I made the mistake of going and being vulnerable out in public where I was not supposed to, and that led to so many different things, okay? Because when you're vulnerable, you're very gullible, and when you're very gullible, you end up doing things or you just end up falling into situations which you had no idea you could, and sometimes it just changes you completely, puts you on another path, and it is very difficult to bounce back into the right path. So that's why I tell everybody, like, be vulnerable, but make sure you start journaling or something like that, where you put your thoughts down in your place. Like, it's you to you, right? It's not you to anybody else over there, at least not in the initial days. Over time you eventually end up building bonds, and that is okay, but don't just go out and be all open and out in the initial days, because you clearly don't know who you're dealing with, and you don't want to be dealing with the wrong kind of people. So yeah, that's a lesson that I have learned, not to be vulnerable, and I would highly suggest you guys also to not be vulnerable. Point number 8, I wish I knew my life is not going to be all fun and games when I move abroad, because it was this expectation in me that I thought once I move out of the house, I'm going to be there, I'm going to live my life, it's going to be fun, I'm going to meet so many people, all those night outs and parties and everything. But in reality, most of that doesn't really happen, because you're either cleaning, cooking, eating, doing your assignments, attending college, and in most cases, at least where I stay, it is so cold in most of the it's so cold most of the months that you don't end up going out, or you just cannot. So that way, I mean, life is not really fun, and homesickness is a real thing. It does hit you. Some people maybe instantly, some people later in time, but it definitely does get to most of them. It is actually more intense. Your homesickness is more intense when you go there with this feeling of I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, it's going to be fun and all of that, because your expectations and the reality doesn't really go ahead, and then you start comparing your homeland to that, and it's never going to be the same, it's never going to match. The people are never going to be the people you had here, and that's going to change a lot of things for you in your life. So one straight up suggestion is, do not expect way too much. Just go there. Please be focused on what you need to do and what you have to do, and just stick to that, because these 2 years of your life are gonna go by really quick, and in these 2 years, try not to complicate it as much as possible, so it's gonna be really smooth, or else you're gonna be ending up like me. Point number 9, I wish I knew this. Setting up a good LinkedIn profile and continuously working on it. I'm sorry about that, but continuously working on it ever since you leave from here, or even before you leave, because a good LinkedIn profile and a one that is constantly worked on will eventually end up getting you good internships and good jobs, and your networking actually increases pretty good once you start working on it. So setting up a good LinkedIn account is very, very important, and actively keeping it running is even more important. Point number 10 is socializing. I wish I knew how important socializing and networking is, and the point here is, you cannot be an introvert. You cannot be shy to talk to people, because you need to know how to talk yourself through a lot of situations in US. So socializing, networking, all of this is mainly a trait of an extrovert, or maybe even an ambivert. So yeah, this is my advice to you. If you're an introvert, it is okay, but just try going a bit beyond yourself and just try talking. Start small and start just start talking to your roommates or your friends first, and then slowly expand your circle, so there are a lot of people and in case you need help from any specific person, you can always reach out to them. So yeah, please try not being an introvert. You can definitely go back home and live in your space and just regain that social energy, but whenever you're out, try being at your best behavior and at your, you know, like at your best self, because that can help you, and yep, that can attract a lot of good things for you. Point number 11 is, this is very specific to the people moving to the east coast of the United States. So if you're moving towards the east coast, October end onwards until May, you're going to experience winter months, okay? And spring and winter, trust me, it is going to be very cold. October, November, December, Jan and Feb, these are the coldest months. So in these times, most of the classes are now shifted online because unpredicted snowfall or you know, heavy snowfall, or sometimes, you know, you have these rains and it's just too cold for you to even step out. So most professors prefer shifting the classes online. The sun also starts setting at 4 p.m. and it starts, you know, the sun rises at 7:30 in the morning and sets at 4. So you have a very short amount of daylight. So during this time, people go through winter depression and all of that because you are literally trapped in your own room. It's so cold outside. So everything is just gray, white, and there are no colors whatsoever. So it just gets to you at a point. And the first few days of snowfall will be very fun, but eventually you start getting bored of it because it's the same old thing. So yeah, that's why I wish I knew about all of that. Now what you need to do is, this is out of my experience, please pick up a hobby. It might be reading a book, it might be painting, or it might just be something other than your academics. You should do that as well. But other than that, just have something that can keep your brain engaged and not constantly think about the external factors, right? Because when you constantly bother about the external factors, it gets to you. So just pick up some hobby, maybe reading, writing. I actually used to make videos. That used to help me. So just try doing any one of this, and it's going to take you a long way. It's going to take you through all of those months, and by the end of it, you end up discovering so many things about you. And this age of yours is your prime discovery age. The more you understand yourself at this point, the more it's going to serve you in the long run. So take time off, just pick up some hobby during these winter months and just work on them. Number 12, and this point I really wish somebody had told me this before I left, but this is nothing but you need to be okay just being alone. You need to be okay eating alone. You need to be okay walking to places alone. You need to be okay sitting in a cafe and like just working or eating a meal by yourself. Or you just need to be okay taking yourself out on walks and just be okay entertaining yourself. Because trust me, you guys, no matter how many people you go with, no matter where you go, not everybody is going to be there for you all the time. You need to be there for yourself, and that is the utmost important point. So you need to be okay just being alone. So taking yourself out on just alone, like, you know, these solo dates, it might be very trendy in India, but in US, it's a reality. You will never have people with you all the time. Sometimes you're attending your classes alone as well, because every class has different people with different electives. You know, it's not the same group of people or same batch of people that you see every semester. So every time you're meeting new people, you just need to be okay with the fact that you need to probably sit in class alone, eat a meal alone, or cook for yourself in that matter. Because I started cooking for myself, and you know, most days I just don't feel like cooking for myself because it's just one person, so what would I want to cook? But it's okay, you need to learn how to do all of that, because once you learn the art of being alone and being okay about being alone, it's a game changer. You're going to enjoy your life over there more than you can, because see, USA is a huge country, so many opportunities, it's a beautiful place to live in, and it's an experience altogether. Your 2 years of masters is going to be such a beautiful experience no matter what, okay? So trust me on this. Learn the art of being alone. Being lonely is different. We'll touch upon that in another video, but just be okay being alone and explore yourself, explore places in and around you, and just do all of this. It's gonna help you so much. And after your 2 years, you're not just gonna like be a graduate, you're also gonna be a better human being. You're gonna be a person who's learned so much more in life, and there's gonna be massive development in you, which is, I think, utmost priority for everybody who's actually studying there. So yeah, with that we come to the end of this video. If you guys liked this video, or if you're watching it so far, then thank you so much for watching, and do hit the like button, because that way the algorithm picks it up and sends it to more people, so more people can actually watch this. Share it with your friends and family. If you think they are also moving abroad and they need to hear this, you can share it with them. And do let me know what sort of videos you all want to see next, and I'm definitely down to filming them. Also, if you are from Stevens, I'm actually planning to create a group, so let me know if you're interested. You can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram ID is gonna be right here. You can just DM me there, and I will probably think of making a group so we can all like meet up there and everything. It's gonna be a fun time. I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Thank you so much for being a part of this entire YouTube family and this journey of mine. I'll see you guys soon. Keep shining. Bye bye.